Good evening, Stampin' friends. It's so weird to be here at night, and I'm just wondering if my lighting's going to be okay. But I'm going to go for it. I have my light ready just in case. So if you guys are out there this evening, give me a like or a love. Let me know that you're on. Come on into my studio and join me for Just Cards Virtual. So my studio opened this week for the first time since I think October. My clubbers came last month, but I opened up for my regular stamp classes, and it was so nice to have people in the studio. So hello, good evening, friends. It's a two for today, everybody. You get me twice in one day. How crazy is that? So today is still Wednesday, and I do What's Up Wednesday every Wednesday at 10 o'clock. But I am taking my Just Cards class, and it is going to have a virtual component as well. It's been virtual for the past couple months during COVID, and even though I have class starting again in person, I will be bringing that class to you guys virtually. So I know a different group is around in the evening, so sometimes it's nice to come on and say hello to everybody in the nighttime. So come on in, give me a like or a love. Let me know that you guys are out there. I see a few people coming on. So let's just give a couple more minutes before we get rolling. I have a little bit of housekeeping I'm going to share, as well as we're going to do some stamping tonight. I'm going to show you what the girls made in person yesterday at class. So there you guys, I see a couple of you. So first of all, while people are popping in, let's go over a couple things. So right now, you guys are on Jody Breckbill, Stampin' Queen. That is my Facebook business page. But if you are not a member of my group, Stamp with Jody B, head over there after this video. Make sure that you like and follow that page, because that is my more private group. A little bit more flexibility with that than a business page. So you guys want to make sure that you are a member of Stamp with Jody B on Facebook as well. I do lots of giveaways and chit chat and all kinds of good stuff. So, all right, we've got Barbara, we've got Debbie, we've got Thelma. Awesome. Love it, guys. I think I saw Sandy as well. So Sandy, I just packed up your hydrangea framed art class. It's heading to the mail tomorrow. So thank you guys for sharing this video with your friends. That makes things so much easier for me. It helps Facebook algorithms. You know, we got to play the Facebook game a little bit. So I thank you guys who are doing that. So again, hop over to Stamp with Jody B after this video. That is my private group. So you want to make sure you're a part of that. So since we have Just Cards going on this evening, I have a little bit of an order special exclusive for Just Cards class. So if you decide you would like to place an order, you can head on over to my online store. This is the exclusive Just Cards host code. This would be a little different than the one that I shared today, because this links to my Just Cards event, which means if you have an order of $30 or more, you're going to get the make and takes tonight. I'm going to send those to you, and you're going to get a make and take packet. So again, jodybreckbill.stampinup.net. This is the host code that you will use that will tie it to my Just Cards class. Now, just a real quick little caveat. This is a very, very short-lived special offer, because I have to move on to the next thing. So I have a couple packets prepped and ready. This offer expires Friday. So today's Wednesday. You have until Friday to place your $30 order, use this host code, and get tonight's make and take packets for absolutely free. All right, so I talked a little bit this morning. If you were on, you will know that my team and I are gearing up for our next virtual event. We're super excited about this, cannot wait. I love working with my team. They are doing such a great job at providing virtual events and encompassing so many of you guys who do not live local to us. So my team is the Moveless Stampers. If you're not aware, my husband and I own and operate a dairy farm here in South South Central Pennsylvania. And so I wanted to give a little ode to our regular business, which is dairy, and so we are called the Moveless Stampers. So my gals and I are going to bring this event to you May 22nd, 10 a.m. Eastern Time, and this runs through a Facebook page, an exclusive Facebook page just for this event. So make sure that you check back for some information about that, but you can save the date for now. Also, real quick, we have until the 10th of October to grab the So Cool paper pumpkin kit for April. So we talked a lot about that this morning, and I don't want to bore you too much because we have some cards to make. We're here for stamping, right? I know you guys want to see some cards. Speaking of cards, let me give a little quick shout out again to our super fun interactive snail class that is available. Registration is open for this class right now. It ends April 15th. So if you're thinking about it, don't delay. The snails are retiring, guys. Everything with the snails is getting ready to leave us when the new catalog comes. This is an interactive class, so we are going to teach you how to create a wobble card. Hee hee, love it. A shaker card, and it's got all these little fun sequins in there. And then, of course, we've got our little googly eye card here on. We've lovingly named him Jeeves. We think he maybe has a British accent. He looks very fancy, so his name is Jeeves. And so you'll get some wobble eyes for him. And then, of course, this is just a fun little regular card, but you could put your little Google eyes on these guys as well. Thanks, Maria. I love these snails too. I think they are just adorable. All right, so again, that class registration is open until the 15th, and I will post that in the link of this video, the registration link. So here's a real quick sneak peek. That's all I can show you, so sorry, goodbye. That is the annual catalog, guys. Isn't it gorgeous? I can't show you the inside, but it's so pretty. So if you are a demonstrator, you are in pre-order right now. We got our catalogs early, and we were able to order some select items out of here, so you're seeing those start to happen now. Don't forget, though, guys, we can't order from this catalog until May 4th. So we have a huge last chance list. So don't overlook that last chance list because there are some sweet deals on there. Some sweet deals. Some of the dies are like 75% off. Eek! Yes. Betty is just asking if the snails are available until the end of June. And yes, they are not in this catalog, but they will still stay current until the end of June, which is when the JJ mini catalog ends. This catalog right here. So yes, they are retiring, but you have until that catalog retires to get them, but they will not be in here. All right. Yes. Right, Maria? Incredible deals. Like some of those dies are like 13 bucks, $9, something like that. So grab that last chance list. If you did not have a chance to watch my walkthrough video, let me know and I will get you a link for that. Last week, we went page by page through the annual catalog and highlighted everything that was retiring and everything that was on sale. Makes it so much easier, you guys. It is so overwhelming to look at a giant Excel report. So I like a visual. I'm a visual gal, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are as well. All right, let's get stamping, everybody. So let me find. I'm hoping I have everything that I need here. I was a little discombobulated today, so let me pull out my packets. Ooh, I keep bumping. Super sorry. Alrighty, so we've got our packets ready here. And I'm doing these cards from scratch, y'all. I did not prep anything ahead of time. So, hope that you like what you see, and hopefully I don't mess up too badly. I feel the pressure when I'm live stamping with y'all. All right, so for this card, I've got myself some Daffodil Delight. I have another piece here. Of course, I always have white. That's my inside. And some of our Butterfly Brilliance, no. Butterfly Bijou Designer Series paper. Don't hate me for using this paper, you guys, because I love it so much. I knew it was going to be super popular, and so I bought plenty. And it sold out so fast. Oh, my Lanta, guys, did it sell out fast. So don't hate me for using it because I stinking love it. I really do. And I'm so sorry for those of you guys that did not get it, but we're going to play with it anyway. Okay, I already can tell I'm missing a stamp set. All right, how in the heck oh, it's hiding right in front of me. Hiding right in front of me, just like my lost terracotta tile pad. If you guys followed my live, you'll know that I had been missing my terracotta tile ink pad for a couple weeks, and I had no idea where it got off to. I know you love this paper, Betty. I know you do. It was beautiful. It really was. I'm thinking my memento is a smidgy dry because it just went through a class. So obviously I'm using the Butterfly Brilliance and the dies that coordinate with this. So the paper we can't get, right? So it sold out super, super fast, but we still have the Butterfly Brilliance and the coordinating dies, and they are still gorgeous, guys, with or without paper. So I'm going to use them, and I'm only using a couple of the butterflies, but because it's one giant stamp and one giant die, why not ink them all up, cut them all out, and then we've got butterflies ready to go. So I might have to go back and we might have to juice up this ink pad, but we're going to see how it looks here. So what I like to do with these big background stamps is I leave them face up, and then I lay my paper onto my stamp, and then I just kind of rub it. That way I can make sure that I don't get any little ghosty images. Sometimes with these big sets, they can give you some ghosty in the middle, and we do not want that. So I was doing that in Memento Black in case you guys didn't catch that. And just a little sidebar, Memento Black is on back order. Looks like towards the end of April it's due to come in. Oh, beautiful. Now I'm not going to worry that I caught a couple little edges there. No big deal, because we're going to get out Mr. Big Boss, and I'm going to die cut that out. So one shot, one stamp, one pass through the machine, and you have got all those little butterflies. Sometimes the hardest part is making sure you get them lined up correctly. So good to see all you guys on this evening, and I know it's really hard because it's such a beautiful night out. Anyway, it is here in Pennsylvania. We finally feel like we're getting some spring, and I know some people want to be outside working in the yard, working in the garden, getting ready for spring. I am going to pull in a little bit of washi because I've got some bounce in my plate. What if I flip it? Will that give me a little bit of a better? Yes, there we are. It had a little bit of a bubble in it, so I just needed to flip that over. Get these suckers all lined up nice and perfect. Use washi tape if you need to, or as much as I hate to say, you know, I love my Stampin' Up! Products, but our magnetic plate we don't carry. So if you need to pull in your old magnetic plate from wherever, use it. If you got it, use it. And that's all I'm going to say about that. If you've got it, use it. There we are. Hey, Jeannie. I'm glad you're joining me. I'm going to have supper after this is over. The dairy farmer is out on a bike ride, and so that's perfect timing. I can come hang out with you guys for a little bit, do some stamping, and then when he gets back, I think we're going to do some burgers on the grill. So there we've got all those butterflies, right? One pass through. Love, love, love that. So now for this particular card, I need my big butterfly. I'm not a butterfly person, but I'm thinking this is a swallowtail, but I could be wrong. Now I'm going to grab my Daffodil Delight markers. I've got my light and my dark. So I'm going to take my dark and I'm just going to color everywhere that stamp is showing me dark. So I'm going to let the stamp do the work. And we're just going to color that real quick with our blends. And I'm going to leave his body black because I'm pretty sure that's what he would be in real life. I think he would have a black body. There we go. A little bit more of dark down here. So this morning on a live, we talked about our in colors, all our gorgeous new in colors. Have you guys seen them? The new in colors that are coming with the catalog. I love them. And I love the fact that we have a blend in every color. I am a Stampin' Blend junkie. I don't even buy the Stampin' Write markers anymore, you guys. I strictly get the blends. And I haven't been missing my Stampin' Write markers. So now I came in with my light, and I'm just going to color in those splotches in between. So those of you guys who were seeing the new in colors, what was your favorite in color so far? It's very hard for me to pick one. But I will tell you, the one I didn't think I would like is maybe the one I like the most. And I shouldn't say I won't like them. I just think, that's really not my style. Because I am more of like a regal jewel tone kind of person. Those are kind of the colors I gravitate toward. But papaya, that pale papaya is the one that just really got me. I think it's because we don't have anything similar to it at all. And it's very peachy, and I really am enjoying that one. Yeah, Donna says the new greens. That evergreen, that is a yummy one too. So it was really fun to kind of do some color comparisons this morning on my live. All right, so there is our little butterfly. Now I'm going to grab Biggie again, and I'm taking this piece of Daffodil Delight, and I am going to emboss it with the Brick Wall embossing folder. So this is, oh my Lord, guys. I keep bumping you and making you seasick. This one is a detailed one, so all we need for that is the gray plate. Now you'll see on mine I have the blue plate written, because that was before we got the new one. We had a blue plate. So if you have the blue plate, it will still work. It is the same as the gray plate. Now, I am pretty sure, I might have to rely on some of you guys. I'm pretty sure this embossing folder is staying. I don't have my list here of what's leaving. But I am 99.9% positive the Brick Wall is not a retiring embossing folder. But I know you guys, I know some of you guys out there know for sure. Alrighty, so what we're going to do next, fold this dude in half. I've got a piece of my designer series paper here from that butterfly, and I'm going to attach that to the side. So that's just going to go right over here. I'm going to have, there's probably going to be a little bit hang off there, which I'll just trim that down. Sometimes when you emboss, it shrinks your paper a little bit. You know, I was trying to, Betty, and it's not working. I think my stamp or my blend got a little bit dry, but you can take your cap and you can flick. You're not going to be able to see it here, but it's a little bit too dry. But let me show you on the original card that I did. Oh no, my scissors are gone. I stole my scissors from myself. All right, let's attach that now to my card base. Oops. There we are. Now I grabbed a stitch shape, moment of silence for our stitch shapes. We love them so much, and they're retiring. Goodbye, guys. Thank you for your service. And I die cut that out with a piece of vellum. I'm just going to do a little bit of adhesive in the center, and I'm going to just put that right in the middle. Now, you do sometimes see adhesive through vellum, but my butterfly is going to go over top, so ain't no big deal. You will never know that there's adhesive there. I'll tell you what I love to attach vellum is the glue dots from Paper Pumpkin. They work perfectly, and you really, really, really don't see them very much. I put that right where I didn't want it. So a couple pop dots on that big butterfly, so that way I can kind of fold him up a little bit. So he's going to sit right over top of that little vellum circle. And then I have got a thinking of you from Happy Thoughts. Betty says, again, please keep your stitch shapes. Yes, even though they're retiring, guys, we talked about that this morning. Even though things are retiring does not mean you have to get rid of them. Keep using them and keep loving them. Thank you, Donna. Thank you so much. Donna says, yes, the brick and mortar embossing folder is staying. I thought it was, because it's really a go-to for me as well. But real quick, we talked this morning about why sometimes we see things that are like a staple in our stamping that end up retiring, and it solely comes from sales. It comes from the fact that we are very, very good at selling, and we're very, very good at buying. And so we sell some things like that, and everybody gets them, and then all of a sudden the sales tank. Right? The sales go down because everybody has them. And so it's time that they got to move those out. But you can still keep a hold of them. I do move on my retired items, but some things I will continue to keep. If I kept everything, oh my word, you guys, I don't even know if I'd get into my stamp room. So I'm not going to show you this part. But what I did was stamp the thinking of you on a little scrap of white paper, and now I'm going to fussy cut that out. So let me show you what that ends up looking like. Looks just like that. And I'm just going to put that on with some dimensionals, add a couple little rhinestones, and can you see where I did some of the little flicking from the Stampin' Blend? So it's better actually. You know what? I wonder if a marker would probably work. Maybe that's what I used the first time, is I used a marker. I thought maybe I used a blend, but I think I used a marker and just did some flicking and got that little bit of fleck. Okay, so then you're just going to add a couple little rhinestones, add your sentiment, and there is a gorgeous card for you. All right, let's move on to the next one. All right, I think it's this one here. Yep, so let me find my pieces and parts, get everything I need. We're going to use some Marvelous Magenta, Bermuda Bay. That is a shape from our Stitch So Sweetly. Goodness, I can't stop. They are staying, so yay for that. Piece of Designer Series paper from that awesome pack. And then, of course, we'll just have a Whisper White. That's for our inside. So for this one, we're just going to fold this in. Oh, you know what? I don't have, I don't have any twine. And that is, there it is. Found it. Found my twine. So I need some linen thread there. And I also have another piece of Marvelous Magenta that's 5 1/4 by 4, and we're going to emboss that. So let's go ahead and fold our card base in half. I'm going to go ahead and get the stamping out of the way. So I'm using that entire set. And this one is going to be a happy birthday. So I'm just going to stamp that. And this again is the Happy Thoughts stamp set, which is retiring. It will not be carrying over either. So it will be leaving us at the end of June. Happy birthday. Perfect. All right, now I'm going to grab that magenta piece and I'm going to run that through the Big Boss with the Painted Textures embossing folder. Love it. I mean, anyone else love this one? We must have loved it because it went on back order or non-orderable for a while. All right, I just did that off camera. Oh, yes, I think so too, Sharon. I thought the same exact thing, that when I first saw it, I was like, wow, that's a lot of pink. But it has grown on me. I didn't think I would love it as much as I do. So I did, you guys saw this morning when I kind of compared it to the polished pink. It is completely different. That one is definitely a little toned down. So I'm just going to attach that designer series paper. So I have a little bit of my tongue's getting tied, Bermuda Bay. Then I am going to flip it over. I'm going to cut off that little bit that's sticking off the edge. Give that a little trim. Then I'm just going to make my adhesive work. Come on, seal. Let's roll. And I have 2 pieces of twine, linen thread. And I'm just going to wrap that around here. I'm going to have a lot left over, but I'll just trim off what's excess. Always better to have too much than not enough. So now this can get attached to our painted texture piece, and I am not sparing on my adhesive because I'm attaching it to this that's got all those lumps and bumps, and I don't want it to come off. So I'm going to stick it real good. Now, if any little pieces are sticking off the edge, you can always trim them down. Sometimes it's really not too big of a deal. It looks fine to me. Well, I can trim this a little bit. And like I said, sometimes when you emboss, it shrinks up your paper a little bit. And so sometimes you have to do just a little trim here and there. There we go. That can attach to our card base now. And if you find that you're having trouble, that this seems to want to come off, grab the Seal Plus, and that will make it stick for sure. There we go. Now I can put some dimensionals on for my happy birthday. Some pop dots. And then I'm going to die cut out little butterflies from the Butterfly Brilliance. There's 2 little bitty butterflies in there, and so I'm going to trim or die cut those guys out with my machine. Maybe. Wasn't sure if I had the pieces I need. So for this one now, I'm going to swap over to plate 1 and plate 2 to do the die cutting. So you can see we've got the numbers there in the corner. You need plate 1 and plate 2. Then you'll need a plate 3, and that'll do your die cutting for you. So I've got a big butterfly and a little butterfly. So let's see if we can get these little suckers out. Where's my picker tool? Has he gone missing? He always sits right here on my table for all of my live videos. Somebody must have been in my office messing with my stuff. That's strange. Oh, wow. Okay, I have 2 of them. Here we are. So let's get our picker end. Put that in there. Take your pick tool. One of the most underrated tools in our catalog. Oh my goodness, I love this one. Everyone should have one. They are phenomenal. I love my picker tool. And I think sometimes they just get looked over. So now we need some glue dots, and we're going to attach those little flutterbys to our card and a piece of linen thread to make ourselves a little bow. Glue dots, where might you be? I always had glue dots here too. There they are. They were just in a different bin. All right, so I'm just going to use my glue dots, and I just put my cardstock right to it. There we are. And then we got this little baby here. Perfect. How about some rhinestones, guys? Yes. Everything's better with bling. But I need a big bling. Here's one. I want a big bling for the big butterfly and a little bling for the little butterfly. There we are. Then I'm just going to take, I've got 2 pieces of linen thread here, and I'm just going to swipe that right underneath what I did here and tie myself a bow. And then I can kind of fuss around with that a little bit later and make it just exactly the way that I want it. Nope. There we go, and I can trim down. There we are. Beautiful, right? Now, I did make this, my sample, I used Melon Mambo. So look at the difference in the 2. I think I like the magenta better, so that's what everyone got to make in class. All right, we have one more card to make, my friends. So don't forget, if you have a $30 purchase by Friday, using that particular host code I showed you, you are going to get all of these make and takes for free. I'll send them to you as a special thank you. Okay, final card. Let's get our goodies out here. So I've got my Whisper White base, a piece of, another piece, sorry, Basic White. They're Basic White, Basic White, Basic White. Some more of that beautiful designer series paper, and some more of our linen thread. So card base is going to get folded in half, and then I'm going to stamp my sentiment on the bottom of this piece of Whisper White. This is just a 1/4 inch smaller, so this is 5 1/4 by 4, and I'm going to stamp my thank you at the bottom. Now, one thing that keep in mind, guys, if you do get your Make and Take packet, your sentiments will not be stamped. It's a choose your own adventure. You'll be able to stamp your sentiments yourself so that you can choose whatever you need your cards for. So I'm going to give that a couple seconds just to dry so I don't smear it when I emboss it. And I'm going to attach this piece of designer series paper to my pink square. There we are. Then we're going to grab one of these butterflies and we are going to color this one as well. And I pulled in my magenta blends. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the first one, is I'm just going to use my dark blends everywhere that this butterfly's got his shading. And it is such a pretty, bright pink. It really grows on you after a while. So when you have stamps that already give you the shading, go with it. It makes things so much easier just to follow the work that they've already done for you. There we be. So then I'm going to bring in my light. Let me see if my brush tip will work here. And just carefully fill in. One thing that I do notice with my blends is that they will dry a little bit lighter than what they seem at first. So sometimes I'll do something and I'm like, wow, that quite didn't turn out to be what I wanted. I come back in the next day when it's had time to really fully sink into the cardstock and totally dry. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's beautiful. It was exactly what I wanted. So sometimes if you're not quite getting the look that you want, sometimes it's not a bad idea to just walk away. Walk away, let it sit, let it think about what it's done, then come on back and see how it is a little later on. The other thing about the blends, which is great, is you can always go back in and add more color if you want to get a little bit more depth and dimension. So there we go. Beautiful, beautiful pink butterfly. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, I've got the Ornate Flowers embossing folder, and I'm just going to put in that piece of paper because I don't want to emboss where my words are. Now you totally could because you already stamped it, but I don't want to. I'm going to leave a little bit of room down there where it stays nice and plain. Yep, you guys feel me. You have to walk away sometimes too. I think that's kind of in general sometimes. If you feel like things aren't going your way, take a step back, take a breath, get your head in the game, and come on back. And then sometimes it just goes together and you're like, gosh, why was that so hard? All right, so let's go ahead and emboss this. So if you did want to emboss that entire piece, you would make sure that you stamped it first. Because once you stamp and it's got lumpy bumpies, you won't be able to stamp over top of that. So I'm just going to put a little bit of adhesive on the back and wrap my linen thread right around where that embossing comes down. Tack it at the back, and then we'll attach that to our card base. So I always do like to put some adhesive over top of the ends of my ribbon so it doesn't come off on me. And I also tend to be very careful not to push too hard when I am putting adhesive on the back of my embossed pieces because I don't want to flatten it by being a little bit too heavy-handed. There we are. A little bit of tone on tone, white on white. Then we can attach our magenta. And again, I'm going to not be sparing with my adhesive because I really want it to stick. I'm betting I'm running low here. That's going to sit right here in the center. Sharon wants to know if the Sand and Sea stamp set is going to carry over to the new catalog. I do know that, Sharon. Yes. It is. It is. It is. Love that one. So, yep, we are going to see it in the next catalog. Here we go. A couple dimensionals on that little butterfly. Gorgeous. And now, you know the rule. Everything's better with bling. So we're going to bling out his entire body. So I would say at the beginning of June, guys, we're probably going to have a retiring list from the JJ mini catalog. So keep your eyes peeled for that. You're going to start to see a list come out that has the items. And I'm making an assumption here, but we usually put some things on sale. So I have a feeling that we might see another sale come in June. All right. So now straighten them out, and oh, he's all bedazzled. Final step with this one is to grab a little piece of our linen thread and tie a bow. So I'm just going to slide that right under here. I almost feel like that's way longer than I need. Let's do a duo bow, because that is definitely. Now I'm probably going to screw myself because it's going to be so short, but it just seemed way long for one bow. So this one might be a little bit tight to try to get a bow tie, but I'm going to make it work. Don't go under there. Yay. Yeah, it's a little shorter than what I initially had wanted, but it worked. So there's our teeny tiny little bow. All right, and then we have the rest of these butterflies that came out with our one swipe through the pass, and now we've got those guys that we can do something with. So I turned around. Here are the 3 cards that we made. So we've got that gorgeous one, we've got this one, and we have this one. So again, thank you guys so much for joining me for Just Cards class this evening. Let me find my special number. So this again is the special, this is the Just Cards host code. So if you guys decide that you would like to place an order, hop over to jodybreckbill.stampinup.net by Friday, because I'm going to close this party out Saturday morning. So you have between now and Friday, use the special host code, and I'm going to give you your make and take packets with these cards. You're going to get everything that you need. Now you will need to do your sentiments. You'll also need to do your coloring. So you can choose how you would like to color, but you'll have everything else. And if you would rather not shop online, that's totally cool. You can just message me, because I know some of you guys don't really like to shop online, and that is absolutely okay. I know how to put orders in for you guys, so I can totally hook you up. All right, my friends, this class also comes with envelopes too, so your envelopes will come with you. So as always, my friends, I am so happy that you joined me this evening for Just Cards Virtual. So keep in mind, Just Cards happens in person in my studio the first Tuesday of every month. So the following Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock will be Just Cards Virtual. So now you can mark your calendars to know that you have a date with me on Wednesday after Just Cards at 6 o'clock, because I love seeing you guys here. All right, friends, have a great week, and I will see you next week.